radiating metta over in the entire world. It can be such a joyous practice. And it can be likened to us feeling like Santa Claus, just giving gifts of kindness, gifts of kindness. And if you remember a time that you have given gifts, just generously given gifts of kindness, how uplifting, how supportive for you that has felt to be giving gifts, to just share your generosity. Here I am, here is this being who is me, just sharing your generosity without any expectation for return, for reciprocity, just sharing your generosity, your kindness, your gifts can be very joyful. Just it can fill our hearts with gladness and happiness. And to say sometimes when people do this practice of metta, loving kindness for all beings. Actually, let me just say one more word. So as you might recall, we practice the instructions for metta, loving kindness practice are gradual. It's a gradual cultivation, the concentric circle, starting from where it's easy, moving out, including more and more, expanding more and more and more. And then the final category of all beings just includes everything and everyone. This idea of radiating for everything, everyone, and everything. And sometimes when people do this practice, they tune into, and this can happen not just with metta for all beings, but even metta for, say, dear person, or even for ourselves when we're sharing loving kindness. And then our mind tunes into challenges, into difficulty. So if we're doing it for ourselves, we get this sense of, oh, but I'm having such a hard time. Oh. And then the practice of metta becomes a practice of compassion because it's meeting challenges. Similarly, this practice, if we do it for someone who's near and dear to us, a benefactor or dear friend, when metta, loving kindness, meets challenge, we feel, oh, they're going through a hard time. First, we're just practicing metta, simply, may you be safe, may you be happy. And then, oh, may you be free from suffering. Oh, when kindness meets compassion, when kindness meets suffering, it becomes compassion. Similarly, some people sometimes tune into when they're trying to generate, share their goodness with all beings everywhere. Then the suffering in the world comes up for them. They tune into the suffering, like, oh, but so many people in the world are suffering, so many animals. Like, oh, then at that point, the practice becomes a practice of compassion. It's not pure metta anymore, because metta is when we're wishing loving kindness for neutral beings. So at that point, metta has shape-shifted to compassion. Not to say it's a problem or it's wrong, not a problem, but just to recognize at that point, oh, your mind is tuning into the suffering. So the practice has become compassion, which is okay. And if you want to keep the practice as a metta practice for all beings, just wishing well, then tuning into just the gift of generosity of the metta, and imagining beings who are in a neutral situation. They're not suffering. Neither are they really happy nor unhappy. So that's the trick here, to keep this practice in the channel of metta. That's the advanced pointer